this section of the presentation on e-portfolios, we will look at the role of portfolios specific to healthcare. For doctors in training, the domains of medical competencies is broadly and generically quite similar, both in North America and in the United Kingdom. On the left is the General Medical Council's requirements for medical competencies in the 4 domains, as compared to on the right side is the ACGME, which is a residency program in North America, and the various competencies and domains. So these are the areas in which the artifacts needed to be collected in an e-portfolio for doctors. Generally, the structure for e-portfolio should have an introduction as to the purpose of that portfolio. A brief biodata is expected, and quite importantly, a reflective essay on the whole overall objective of the portfolio is useful. And a full resume should be included as part of the portfolio. And here you could collect all the copies of the educational certificates and attendance certificates of various training, workshops and courses attended. Achievements in the form of academic, clinical, innovative, research and teaching should also be placed here, either in the form of recommendation, awards, and these are all can be digitalized and included in the portfolio. The logbook of procedures or a link to it should be made available in the e-portfolio, and reports of summaries of the procedures should be included. Work-based assessments that has been performed and the outcomes of them should be digitalized and included in the portfolio. The 360-degree feedback and multi-source feedback results should also be included in this portfolio. Compliments, complaints, and undesirable outcomes with appropriate reflections on them should be included. This is an important component of probity. And most important is to have your aspirations for your career, for your future, and a personal development plan which is realistic and achievable should be included in the portfolio. In healthcare, the requirements for a portfolio are mainly to assess the performance and learning objectives being achieved by an individual against the specified learning objective. And it also provides the opportunity for the recording of clinical observations of practice and map the clinical observations with its clinical skills, and help students analyze their patterns of their learning, and this must be measured against the standards required by the local regulatory framework. It is a means by which it supports reflective practice and as a form of lifelong learning. As this is an e-portfolio, it requires infrastructure that is cost-effective and that is easily accessible and available for students to post all their artifacts and evidence. It must be such that it must be adding value to the students' learning. The maintenance of it must be simple and cost must be affordable. The usability must be simple and intuitive, and the choice of the back-end technology and tools must be such that it is easily maintained. And finally, the question of ownership of the artifacts and the final products still have to be carefully evaluated, as this is the artifacts that belongs to the students who have learned, who have accumulated them. Now, the data must be managed and effectively curated so that it is safe, and the setup, maintenance, and cost of upgrading these systems have to be affordable. This system must be able to record and store the grades of these individuals, the detailed tabulation of the various observations of skills and assessments against a matrix, the reflective work of the students in the forms of blogs, comments, assessments, peer review, faculty reviews, and ability to accept the presentations of the individuals in the form of graphic content, artwork, creative writing. You must be able to accept audio and video material that the students may include as part of their reflective commentary or with interactions. It must allow for peer reviews of joint project, and faculty feedback should also be possible on the system. So portfolios are just not as tools for the assessment of learning, but rather to support assessment for learning. So it is not just merely just a tool as another assessment tool, but it should be used as a tool for lifelong learning. And as the various artifacts are collected by the students under the guidance of the faculty, it allows them to reflect, to tell their story and how the learning has affected them, has developed them, and it is a form of formative assessment, and it encourages the motivation and engages the learner and allows for a larger audience to be able to view and appreciate the portfolio. However, the challenges of maintaining and implementing a portfolio can be quite difficult, especially with the busy schedule of young doctors, as evidence is shown, especially in the United Kingdom. However, with the current movement of technology and with ubiquitous devices, it is possible to easily collect and maintain artifacts that reflects learning. And this is possible with careful thinking and planning and the use of the ubiquitous device to collect the artifacts. Thank you.